Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of 90 Day Fiancé Season 8, Episode 12, about last night. I'm giving you like a 90s tease, like I'm feeling myself right now. She's got the bamboo earrings, just one pair. The lined lip, the high pony, the headband, ow. All right, you guys, welcome back to my channel. Those of you guys who are new, who have never watched one of my recaps, thanks so much for joining me. And if at the end of this video you feel like, I like her, go on ahead and subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and share on any social media platform that you deem fit. This was a great episode, y'all. There were some problematic moments, but it's still a good episode. First couple that we are going to talk about is Tariq and Hazel. Because why? What is their segment even about? What am I watching? Their first couple of segments were really interesting. You know, it's just boring. It feels like producers are just reaching, you know? They're just trying to make up anything so that we stay interested in this couple. So basically they're at a standstill with finding a girlfriend. And let me tell you, I think Tariq is really smart for doing reverse picture. I would never even think to do that. If I'm on a dating website, I never assume that the person is a catfish. But I guess the kind of app or the kind of website that they're on leads or lends to catfish behavior, which sucks. Because if you're really just trying to find a partner, going to a polyamorous website would be the thing to do. This leads Tariq to have the bright idea that they should contact Minty, their ex-girlfriend, because Minty will be able to help them figure out how to find a girlfriend. This is a reach of a storyline. How is your ex-girlfriend gonna help you figure out what type of girl you need? How is her advice about y'all's relationship going to inform you on who next to pick? Hazel is over it. She doesn't want to talk about it. She just immediately asks him if he wants something to eat when he starts talking about it. And Tariq calls it out, which I thought was really funny. He's like, okay, so every time you get annoyed and you don't want to have a conversation, you're gonna like derail the conversation, ask me if I want to eat. And she's like, yes. So a couple of days after that, Hazel wakes up and decides that calling Minty will be a good idea. And Hazel says that the reason why she wants to call Minty and ask her opinion is because she wants to see how Tariq's face lights up when they talk to Minty. And here's the truth. At no point does anyone accept Minty's feelings about this. If Minty is their ex-girlfriend, how do you think she feels about being reached out to by them in order to ask her how they can better find a new girlfriend? This puts polyamory to shame. Like, this is a really bad example of polyamory. It doesn't feel real. Hazel says the reason why she wants a girlfriend is because she wants a friend, she wants a sister, she wants someone to buy clothes with, she wants someone to it doesn't feel authentic to me. They get on this FaceTime and Tariq's like, hey, what it do, boo boo? Baby girl, how is you today? You look cute. And Hazel's like, I want to watch how Tariq talks with Minty because I think he still like Minty. Yeah, baby girl, baby boo, how you doing, honey? Kalima. That's the only thing I know how to say in Thai, and I'm pretty sure it's wrong, and if it is right, it's definitely something very bad, because I learned it in high school from my Thai friend. So Hazel was like, when talking to Minty, and Minty's like, Hazel, you don't want to talk to me? And Hazel's just like, what is there to talk about? I don't know. And Minty just starts to laugh, and Tariq is just sitting there like real awkward. I don't know what advice Minty ends up giving them, but it probably isn't gonna help them along their journey at all. And now it's just sowed seeds of jealousy, seeds of destruction between Tariq and Hazel. And I don't know what they're gonna give us next episode, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be boring. down, down. The next couple that we are going to talk about is Yara and Jovie. Jovie and Yara are still in the Cajun country hanging out at his parents' house, and Yara has no makeup, girl. She's looking real vulnerable. Jovie is just sitting up against the bed like, what's wrong now? So Yara very clearly explains herself, talks about her fears and her worries, and Jovie then combats every single argument with, that's not what happened, that's not what was going on, very shut down and not open to what she's saying. And it frustrates me to see someone not be able to take in criticism and not be able to try to figure out how they can do better. So they go out into the kitchen, and Gwen is high off of last night's festivities. And Monty was so drunk that he doesn't remember last night's festivities. That's a problem. Listen, we all have the working class, like blue collar pops who drinks, but I just can't imagine my dad ever telling me that he doesn't remember the night before. Anyways, Gwen seems to be okay with that. And he says that he does remember the fact that they've dropped the bomb on them, that they're pregnant. And it just feels like, Monty, why are you... If I were Yara, just based on this father, I would not want anything to do with Jovie because Yara says that they are going to go to Vegas and get married, and she doesn't want anyone there but just Jovie and herself. And Gwen feels like that is inappropriate. She's pissed off about it, and she wants retribution. She wants Jovie to stand up and say something. And Jovie's like, listen, I'm not going to fight her about this because we're still fighting about last night. So whatever it is that you're feeling right now, Mom, can be put on hold. And I get where the mother is coming from, but here's my thing. They can just go get married and then y'all can plan a wedding for later. The same thing with Rebecca and Zied. I don't understand. But anywho, the next scene we have with them is they're, I guess in the French Quarter, I don't really know, but they're in Louisiana, the part you always see on TV, and they go into a mask shop and Yara starts to ask him questions about Mardi Gras and he can't answer nary a one. You need to know more about your city, Jovie. And then she says that Louisiana, or at least this part of New Orleans, is not a place to raise a kid. She doesn't want to raise her kids there. And she might go back to the Ukraine. And Jovie's like, why do you keep talking about going back to the Ukraine? You're not going back to the Ukraine, okay? Quit saying that. And in that moment, I really start to get like, oh my God, Jovie really does love her. Or he doesn't want her to go home. Like, he's not feeding into that. He's just like, stop saying, you came to the US, you're here. And she's like, Jovie, I love my country. I love Ukraine. What I need America for? I come here for you, Jovie. And I think that really gets him to see that, like, she didn't come here because she was excited about living in America. Is this a dance? I'm doing it wrong. She came here to be with you. And if being with you means that she's going to be by herself a lot of the times, and then raising a kid, and when you come home, you're going to just be drinking and hanging out with your friends, she might as well go back to Ukraine where she can be around her peoples. I really do feel for Yara. I love her in this situation. She's like next level Anfisa without all the fighting. They end up kissing at the end of their segment, and it seems like everything is going to be okay, but I just think that Jovie really needs to put his priorities in order. And then we see a trailer for next episode, and we see where his priorities lie. P.S. That strip club looks amazing. That looks like a really, really fun strip club. It looks so Frenchy Quartery. It's giving me burlesque tees and I like it. I wanna be down with what you're going through, no matter the time. Speaking of Rebecca and Zied, let's move on to them. That is the next couple that we are going to be talking about. In this episode, Rebecca finally has a rainy Tuesday off, and she puts on her fedora and her heels and her jeans and her leather jacket, and they go off to some kind of cabin wedding experience. And they spend just one night away, and it looks really romantic, and it just makes me want to go anywhere in the world, Carmen Sandiego, please. I just want to go somewhere, and I want the world to be open again. I'm ready to go. It looks really cute. He walks up to a horse, he pets the horse. He's like, wow, horse. I can touch horse, no? So they get into this carriage and they go and have a tour of the grounds, and Rebecca is talking about possibly getting married there. He's like, coronavirus. We can't have a big wedding right now because of coronavirus. There's a lot going on. Ramadan is coming up. So we got to get married as soon as possible, and definitely not during Ramadan because that's weird. No one does that. They get back to the cabin and he is so excited to light a fire that he is so Hercules proud of himself for. And he basically breaks down the timeline to her. He's like, look, we have to get married in the next 2 weeks and we cannot plan a wedding in 2 weeks. And also like coronavirus, we can't have all these people around, you know what I'm saying? And she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, because Ramadan is in 2 weeks and we can't get married in Ramadan. That's just not how it's done. And if we are not married, like by the time Ramadan ends, we're gonna have to separate and we can't live in the same house. And she's like, so where are you gonna go? And he's like, you're gonna go live with your mother. That's what you're gonna do. I'm gonna stay in my amazing apartment that you like to call stupid. P.S. Don't call this apartment stupid because it's great. And she's like, well, why didn't you tell me this beforehand? He's like, I didn't know I was gonna get the visa at this moment. I didn't know the timeline. I didn't know, what do you want me to do, Rebecca? She's been married 3 times. This is going to be her 4th wedding. How does anybody get married more than 3 times before the age of 52? Do you know what it is? Instead of just being boyfriend and girlfriend, you just get married to them. That's what happened. So maybe Rebecca has just had 3 significant relationships in her life and she just married them all because she's a romantic and she thinks, well, but is marriage romantic? Feels like a lot to go through in order to like break everything up at the end, you know? Just feels like a lot. But anyway, so she's talking about, listen, I don't care how many times I've been married. I would like a proper wedding. And Rebecca, you can go to the courthouse now and then you can get the real wedding later on when there's no more coronavirus. Maybe we can have something in Tunisia. Like, I imagine that the Tunisian wedding ceremony is like amazing. It's just weird that Rebecca's upset about this. And now she's like, I really need time to discover, you know, whether or not that we are going to be compatible. It's been 2 years but I don't think I know him. And I got married to my ex too fast. And this is too fast for me. And I'm just like, Rebecca. And then she tells him to stop yelling at her. And from our perspective, he just doesn't seem to be yelling at all. And she's like, lower the tone of your voice when you're talking to me. He's like, okay. And so she's triggered. So we're gonna run into a lot of her trying to use past behaviors that she has accepted against him. And that's not his fault that she has all this baggage. So it's interesting to me that she will cut somebody for treating him like an ex, but she doesn't stop herself for treating him like he's an ex. You know, I'm not trying to deep dive too much into their relationship, but I see some inconsistencies here. No matter the day and night, I feel like it. I don't know why I didn't learn the word just now. Okay, so the next couple that we are going to talk about is who? Andrew and Amira. So basically this is a real quick segment. Amira and her father are talking and Amira's father's like, oh, okay, so you want to go to Serbia and do the same thing? If you continue to try to do things that are crazy to get around this coronavirus ban, then don't talk to me anymore because I'm not going to go through this with you anymore, okay? And listen, I understand it. You know what I'm saying? It's when you have a really shitty girlfriend who keeps going back to the same abusive or stupid relationship with their ex and they want you on board. No, I don't want to be on board. Call me when you're done with the bullshit. Call me when you're done with the shits. That's how I feel. So Amira's like, what are you saying to me right now? Oh, I can't believe you are saying this to me. And the father's like, Andrew is a coward. I don't like that he did not come to you when you are in jail. No, Andrew did not leave the vacation city to come and find me. This is correct. And Dad's like, yeah, so no, none of this. I love the scenes. Is it a green screen? Who knows? But there's a scene of the father having his own confessional, like in a little like cobblestone square. And then there's another scene of him up against the water with a little bridge behind him. And I was like, okay, let's give us these shots of Samur France. Give us these shots. The next segment with Amira and Andrew is her having a conversation with somebody who can talk to them about the visa process. And they find out 2 bits of information. One, Serbia does seem like a good place for her to go, quarantine for 2 weeks, and then come to America. But also, she can just get the visa extended. And when she decides that's what she wants to do, Andrew's like, well, I'm really worried that the places won't open up in time. Okay, Andrew, I see you getting upset to blame me for not wanting to come to Serbia. And he's like, I feel like you're blaming me for Mexico. And she's like, no, I'm not blaming you for Mexico. I am saying that I don't want something like that to happen to me again. Well, I don't want to deal with this right now, Amira, because you are pushing the blame on me. And I'm saying that I want to do whatever you want to do, which is pretty sure Serbia, right? That's what you should want to do and therefore should do it. Andrew, I want to be down. I want to be down. Next couple that we are going to talk about is Mike and Natalie. Natalie looks pregnant in this episode, and when she bends down to get something off the ground, she bends down in a weird way. Now, I don't know what's going on because in past episodes, we've seen her with like a crop top sweater and we've seen her belly, but then all of a sudden she's looking very full. And the season has changed. It is no longer snow. It is now like spring. So I don't know about like Northern Washington, which is where I'm assuming Squim is. I'm assuming that Squim is pretty close to Canada. Who knows? But in the beginning, they were in snow. So my like thought is this was like January 2020 and February maybe, and then like maybe like March, April, it becomes this like beautiful day where you can be outside. They still have coats on, so it's not super, super cold. I mean, it's not super, super warm. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, she definitely could be pregnant. She definitely could be like coming out of her first trimester. And for her to be going through all this in her first trimester kind of hurts my heart. But she's talking to her homegirl, Svetlana, and Svetlana tells her that you just need to let go of whatever happened in the past. You need to let go of your jealousy, take things slow. I'm sorry that he hasn't given you the ring back, but that's where he's at, right? So she then has a conversation with Mike when he's cutting wood with a hatchet, and they talk about letting go of the past. Now, it looks like she's willing to let go of the past and her jealous tendencies, but he's still not over the ring. And he feels like she needs to come back on all knees, crawling and begging, which I don't necessarily agree, but she has said some cutting things since throwing the ring back that would then be added on top of the fact that she threw the ring back. She called the man low class and said that she was better looking than him. I don't know how you come back from that. So I do understand Mike's like trepidation and feeling not comfortable giving her the ring, because who wants to be with somebody who thinks that you're an ugly low class? However, I think he still does like her, and he is just baiting her. I mean, at this point, right? He just needs to make a decision. All right, that is the end of him. That's really happened. He just needs to make a decision and let it go. You know what I'm saying? Because like, it's too much on all of us. You know, it's too much on all of us. All right, the next couple that we're going to talk to about, I'm not going to talk to them, is Brandon and Betty. I mean, Julia. The scene that we first come upon is Betty showing Julia how to make lasagna, explaining what ricotta cheese is, which is so interesting because Russia is not that far from Italy. Maybe it is. I don't know, girl. I'm a greedy Gus, okay? I'm a hungry hippo. If I lived in Europe for any amount of time, I would have just been hopping around the different countries eating. Who knows if lasagna is a real Italian dish? Like, a lot of the Italian foods that we eat here in the States are like American Italian food. There are sliced tomatoes in the lasagna. I have never had a lasagna with sliced tomatoes. Also, when the lasagna is done, it's giving me a little like crispy top. I've never seen it look like that either. So anyways, they go outside, they have a little salad with a lot of dressing. There's dressing all over everybody's mouth. And then they eat the lasagna and they talk about Julia going to get a wedding dress. And she wants Brandon to go because in her country, best friends and mothers go to the shop to get it. But she doesn't want Betty to go because she knows Betty's gonna interject her opinion and try to change like the outcome of it. I think it's crazy that she doesn't want Betty to go. Like, I understand why she doesn't want Betty to go, but I think she could just say, if I like dress, don't say no dress, no good. If I like dress, Betty, you say, okay, Julia. I think that's what she could say. She has enough English to say that, but she keeps just looking over at Brandon, and Brandon is just like, you know, he doesn't want to be in the middle of anything. He also like desperately doesn't care about this wedding dress. They go wedding dress shopping And Betty's car is there when they pull up. Brandon's like, oh, my mom's already here. And Julia's like, maybe we go to different shop. And at that point, I'm just like, Julia, I get it, but stop. She is trying to be like excited and supportive of Julia. Brandon tells her at the very beginning to not give her opinion and to just chill and let Julia do this. And they end up Skyping Julia's mother to have Julia's mother see the dresses as well. She really wants Brandon's opinions, but Brandon just can't be bothered. Everything looks nice. Everything okay. It's cool. That's a cool dress. That's a cool dress. I like that one. I also like that one. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? And I'm just like, Brandon, try. I'm like that with Chris when she's wanting to show me things that she finds to be beautiful. And I'm just like, yeah, it's cool. And she gets annoyed with me because she's like, oh, fine, you're not excited about anything I have to say or do or want. And I'm like, I'm not excited about it. I can't force it. Chris, I want you to know that I will literally be excited about anything you're excited about going forward, because now I've seen myself in the mirror. Truth be told, that's when the world was open and everything was normal. And, now I realize that like my friendships are so important to me and I miss you so much. How many of you out there are still seeing your best friends? How many of you out there are just seeing your friends? Like how many of you are just still doing it? I've not been doing it. Besides my coworker Cash. And do you know that I FaceTime her? I'm out on leave because I had surgery. I FaceTime her just when she's at work, see what she's doing. I know she's working. I know exactly what she's doing, but I still call her because she's my only friend. So anyways, what's I talking about? Oh yeah, Brandon not being supportive with the wedding dress. I don't know which dress she chose, but Julia was very, 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 very excited about it. And we actually get a little confessional with Julia and Betty, where Betty has touched up her roots and it looks good. Okay, last couple that we're gonna talk about, and the most problematic couple that we're gonna talk about is Stephanie and Harris. Harris! So Stephanie wakes up the next day. She is cleansing herself of Ryan. And she's like, I'm starting anew. He is a terrible human being. I hate him. She wanted him to F off and die. So she calls Harris and tells Harris to come. Harris says that he'll be there. He takes train, plane, and automobile to get to her, okay? Because I looked it up and she is on San Pedro, which is an island off the northern part of Belize, which I've never been to. I've heard of it's like Almaris or something. It's the Keys or whatever. So that's where she's at. So that's why he needed to take a 4-hour bus ride to the city. I'm assuming the city he's talking about is Belize City. And he takes that 4-hour bus ride. And let me tell you, I have taken a bus ride in Belize several times, okay? You'll see in this picture, like where I stay when I'm in Belize is Dangriga, which is, and then I've taken the bus, like a 6-hour bus ride to Belmopan. And that's the capital because I had to do like some stuff. And so I did that. And then I also take the bus down to Punta Gorda so that I can take a speedboat over into Guatemala. She rolls up to him with pigtails, girl, and a dress and a ridiculous purse. It's a ridiculous lipstick purse. And she goes and she asks him if he will stay with her for the next couple of days, so that she could have fun in Belize and not be by herself. And he's like, yeah, I'm all yours. Quit my job. They don't need me at the farm. I already told you that Ryan was a bad guy and that wasn't the person for you when I brought you that coconut when we first met. And I think America would be a great place for me. I think that I would thrive in America. And let me tell you right now, I don't know much about Harris, but I don't think he would thrive in America. He is coming from working on a farm in a tropic place and he's going to go to Michigan. Michigan is not the spot. I don't know how many Belizeans are in Michigan. I don't know what the Caribbean culture is like in Michigan, but I don't imagine that it's going to be anywhere comfortable for him because the lifestyle is so different. That's really the end of sleepy-eyed Stephanie because, I mean, this woman is on medication and like drinking and she just wants to use him. She's like, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to freshen up as she like slowly walks up the stairs like She walks like she's 80 years old and that she really needs to be careful. And I imagine it's because she's high. And if she were to fall and break her leg, mama would be out for at least 4 months. You know what I'm saying? She says that she doesn't miss Ryan. She misses her cats more than Ryan, but she almost called Harris Ryan at some point. I clocked it. All right, you guys, so that is the end of this episode. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I want to thank you guys so much for supporting me here on this channel. I will have the details for this wig in the comments. No, not in the comments, girl. What's that thing called? Description box down below. Let's have a kiki and a conversation down in the comment section regarding this episode. Let me know what you guys thought. Share this video on any social media platform that you deem fit. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you like. I think you should subscribe, though. I think it's the right move. I'm telling you. Ooh, subscribe. It's the right move. All right, you guys, have a fantastic day. And remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. I wanna be down with only you, my baby. Okay, can you guys look at these videos? Stay on YouTube. Just give me one more video. Look, look, look. Look, this is my new channel, okay? This is my new channel videos. So go check out these videos, okay? Do your girl a favor.